What is up, y'all? Do not pay attention to my face today. I may look a little bit harsh, a little bit much, but I am going to be filming some makeup content after this. I'm finally going to be filming a versus video. If you guys know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. Leave a comment down below if you guys do know, because I've been talking about this for months and I just have like definitely lagged on doing it. Honestly, y'all, it's just because I'm lazy. Like, I don't do my eyeshadow anymore, and this involves me doing eyeshadow, so I'm just like, I don't really want to do it. But then I was like, you know what? I'm bored today, so I'm going to do it today. I know, months later, but hey, better late than never. So I am looking a little bit harsh, y'all. But within today's video, we're going to be talking about Youth Foria because we do have some updates, because it seems like this has blew up even more. Y'all, they were talking about the situation on the news, like literally on the news. If you guys do not remember, I made a video maybe about 10 days ago now where so many people were calling out Youth Foria because they actually came out with some deep, first of all, for two reasons, right? So at first they didn't have enough deep shades in their foundation range, and then as soon as they came out with deep shades, it was made with pure black pigment. And y'all, I said that weird, pigment. And y'all, I found this to be so weird. And I really wanted to tread lightly on that video because I was like, look, I understand that this girl right here who was doing the whole like review of it and was really putting them on blast, she was not the deepest shade of foundation. And I do feel like there were people in her comments sounding off and saying, girl, you're not the deepest shade. There are people darker than you out there. So I was trying to like tread lightly. I was like, okay, I don't want to offend anybody who's deeper than her, but clearly this has no other type of pigment in it. And then as soon as the chemist had came out and said this is literally made with like jet black pigment, it's like, whoa, like there's no undertone to it, there's no warmth to it, there's no yellow to it, there's literally nothing to it besides black pigment. And then he also did state that they mixed in white with it, which would turn a little bit gray. So this just had no thought put into it whatsoever. So I didn't think that this was gonna go, like blow up even more, but y'all, it did. And there's another influencer out there who we're going to be talking about within today's video, who is an Asian man who bought the foundation to put on his face, and obviously this has a lot of people talking. Sometimes I feel like a lot of times, y'all, just keeping it real with you guys, like I like talking about these things, obviously, because it's like, whoa, they're blowing up, and I have my thoughts and opinions about it. That's why I do this. But then also sometimes I'm like, are people like this just wanting attention? And then am I helping feed that attention more? Do you know what I mean? But then also at the same time too, this video has like 4 point something million views, and he just made an update video to it too, and it has over 1 million views already. So I'm just kind of like, I have a small channel, so really I don't feel like my influence matters. But sometimes I feel like these people just like want attention no matter where it comes from. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know, either which way I'm gonna talk about it, because I already made a video about this and I'm like, woo, we got some updates about this. And then also there was another girl we're gonna be talking about who did a review of this foundation too, who is also very, very deep, and y'all, it still looked really, really bad on her. So I'm gonna be playing her TikTok within today's video. Do not mind my voice. I think that I'm just about to get sick, and I am so pressed about that because I have not been sick in so long. Like, I almost haven't been sick in a year. I wanna say it's probably been about 10.5 months since I've been sick, and I'm like, oh, I feel something coming up in my throat. It's really bothering me, but hopefully it'll go away. Anyways, let me not ramble too much. You guys know a little bit of the context, obviously, about Youth Foria, so that way you guys don't have to go back and watch that video, so that way you guys know I gave a little bit of a brief summary, and then we're going to talk about the new details within today's video. So make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Let's go to get into it. I literally just realized right now, after filming that intro, that I definitely am getting sick. I'm like, whoa, I feel low-key loopy. I feel a little bit out of it, so I'm like, damn it. But last time I had felt like that before, it was my allergies, so I'm kind of hoping like maybe my throat is tripping a little bit because of my allergies. I'm like, damn, I can't afford to get sick right now, y'all. Anyways, so I do apologize that I don't have this creator's username right here, because it's really weird. Some people have this feature turned off on TikTok, if you guys are familiar with it, as to where, say for example, you can like click on somebody's TikTok and it'll say save the video. When they don't offer that, you have to copy their link, go to a third-party app or website to save their TikTok, and that's what I did. So the watermark is not on her actual TikTok right here, but I will put it up on the screen. I do want to start this video off by playing her TikTok, because in my personal opinion, and obviously lighting really does factor into this, she seems like she is a deeper shade than the first girl that I did talk about, who actually made this whole situation blow up in the first place. So I do want to show you guys right here that somebody that is deeper than her, because so many people were sounding off in her comments, the first girl, saying, girl, like, you're not the deepest shade, somebody else needs to try it. This girl, in my opinion, is deeper. And once again, take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, it's just an opinion, only because I say this because lighting really does play a key role in it. Do you know what I mean? A lot of times you don't know if people are sitting in front of natural lighting. They may look a little bit lighter. They may look a little bit darker. Say, for example, underneath certain types of lights, you may look a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? So do take that with a grain of salt, but go ahead and check this out right here.
This should be a crime. This is what we get when we ask to be included in the beauty industry. Because there's no way in 2024 we are getting this. They just slap it in our face saying, if you want a darkest shade, There you go. Here's the black paint for your face. This is truly a crime. We as South Sudanese, we are one of the darkest people on this planet. And if you cannot find anyone among us to match this shade, just know this is not a foundation, neither a skin tint. And this is just a big shame. I am so glad that I declined 4 months ago when they reached out to me asking if I can collaborate with them. This, it's one thing to make a mistake once, but once you make it twice, it's just a slap in the face. Have we not learned anything?
I wanted to specifically play that TikTok right there because a lot of people were sounding off in the first girl's video saying that, hey, you're not the deepest shade out there. Once again, in my opinion, I do believe that this girl is a little bit more deep than the first girl, and the foundation still does not look flattering on her. And I think that's because there was no thought behind it. They just rushed it. And y'all, once again, it just has straight up black pigment in it. There is literally no undertone to it. So of course it's not going to look good. Do you know what I'm saying? Now I wanted to go ahead and play that obviously as an update, obviously because a lot of people were commenting on the first girl saying you're not the deepest shade, this could work for somebody out there. And a lot of people had this whole argument of like, oh, you complained that the first shades were not deep enough and now you're saying that they're too deep. And I'm like, okay, obviously there's a fine line when you're talking about human skin tones. We're gonna have a little bit of red to it, we're gonna have a little bit of green to it, we're gonna have a little bit of yellow to it. And obviously with this foundation, and especially chemist coming out and saying that there's just pure black pigment, and it's like, okay, clearly there was no thought in it. This was just rush. They should have took their time and actually curated something with an undertone. Now, I do want to talk about this other influencer right here, or social media personality. I don't know what he goes by. This guy right here, on his handle, it says the Coolest Kev. Now, I have never seen his content before. I don't know if he's a comedian. I don't know if he's like meant to crack jokes. I don't know what the case is. I do think that he is a controversial person. I have seen him before literally one other time. Only because, y'all, he did a video before here on YouTube, and I was so pressed about this video. This guy literally spread his butt cheeks and like narrowed his whole hole literally here on YouTube, and y'all, you could see the whole thing. Nothing was blurred out, and like YouTube left it up. It was monetized. There was ads on it, and I was like, are you kidding me? Before, like, I did one video like titled something about James Charles that was not offensive in the slightest, like, and y'all, they literally took it down and was like saying that it was bullying. I had to contact them, have a manual review, and after a manual human review, they still said no, like, this can't be monetized. You can post it, but it can't be monetized. I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's really not bullying whatsoever. So I'm like, this fool literally posted his whole hole on the internet, on YouTube, okay? It's not like it's P-Hub, do you know what I mean? And he got away with that. That's the only time that I ever seen him before. But clearly he's a popular TikToker, y'all, because he has over 1 million followers. So he thought that he would purchase this foundation and put it on him. And look, I don't understand what the purpose of this was. Like, clearly you're not even within the same category of shades as this would be for, so it's really irrelevant at that point. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, are you just looking for attention? I don't really get it. But go ahead and check out this TikTok right here.
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this Youth Foria foundation shade. This is literally like if a brand put out like a purely orange shade or like a purely yellow shade and was like, here you go, Asians. The blacks of the internet are very upset with Youth Foria for releasing this super dark foundation. And I don't wear makeup, but like I'm obsessed with like online beauty scandals and like drama. So like I had to get a bottle for myself. So today, let's put this on my face and see if their criticism is valid. I've always wanted to do makeup reviews, so I'm so excited. It says to put on 2 pumps, so let's see what that does for us. I even bought like an e.l.f. foundation brush. Like, I'm taking this very seriously. Okay, so it's very dark, as you can see. Oh, this shade like literally looks offensive so far. It's literally so dark. Let me get closer here so you can really see how freaking dark this foundation is. Fiona Chan, the founder of Youth Foria, she really messed up with this, to be honest. I feel like it literally looks like my hair, and I feel like if I put this like in my fade, it could like make my hair look more full. Let me see.
So as y'all saw from right there, I honestly don't really understand the purpose of that. Like, honestly, in my personal opinion, I feel like he just wanted to get some clicks or views. A lot of people were having this debate back and forth in the comments, like, is this blackface? I personally don't feel like this is blackface, because if you guys look at the true definition of it, it's when you put on a, say for example, darker shade, a foundation or makeup, whatever the case may be, and act in a certain way. So I don't necessarily know if this is classified as that, but I still do see how it could be offensive, because it's like, what are you even doing putting on that shade anyways? Like, you're literally not even close to being that shade, so like, why would you do it? Now, I don't know what his whole point was. I don't know what his prerogative was. I don't know if he literally thought by him posting that thumbnail of him basically looking like he was going to do blackface, maybe that's his whole goal, to like get clicks and views. But at the end of the day, it worked, because it ended up having over 4 million views. And I don't necessarily know if this helps the cause bring awareness to Youth Foria, to be quite honest with you guys. I don't know. Obviously, that's up for you guys to have the debate on, and you guys can form your own thoughts and opinions about it. At the end of the day, I low-key think it is ridiculous of him to do. There's just really no point. I obviously made a video about it, calling out Youth Foria, saying that this was ridiculous, and I didn't put the foundation on. So I'm like, if you really wanted to draw like any type of attention to the Youth Foria more and use your platform to speak out against it, you could have literally bought the foundation and like just did one little swatch on your face and said, look at this, like, this is ridiculous. Or have your, say for example, a friend or somebody who's close to you, you know what I mean, have them try it on camera to bring attention to it. But I don't know. You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.